Hello, this is Rebecca Deeprose, and you are listening to the Bill Obbocast. Presented by Patrick Stratford. Brought to you in association with GeorgeFairbrother.com, shop.saturdaymorningpress.co.uk, vanguardcomics.co.uk, gibconsultancy.co.uk, and mcr-seo.com.
Today I'm joined on the Obbocast by one of my fellow presenters from the Bill podcast, Rob Cook, to look back at one of the all-time great episodes of the Bill, The Short Straw. Rob also takes us on a guided history of the Bill on VHS, where I got to learn some new little-known facts about how our favourite show was released on home video back in the day. Rob Cook, welcome to the Bill Obbocast.
Thank you. Great to be here.
Take us back. What was your own journey with the Bill? When did you first discover the programme?
My earliest memory of it is watching it probably around about 1989, loving the end credits where the feet used to walk away off the top, having that middle eight where obviously the title sequence would suddenly just diverge off onto that lovely bit, loving that. And as a 5-year-old, probably 5-6-year-old around about that period, just doing this weird head wobble thing whenever that bit of the music came on. I don't know why, but it's just a thing that I did. And then the episodes started not having the middle eight in them and being disappointed, and then having to sort of almost wait for when they would appear. And obviously, when they don't, the feet stay on the credits. And yeah, and obviously, eventually, unless you were lucky to have an hour-long episode where they did put the middle eight in, that was that gone. So that's pretty much my earliest memory of watching the show. In terms of the very first episode, I've got a vague memory of an episode starting with two uniformed officers walking down I think it's a high street with some scaffolding on, and that is literally it. And having rewatched episodes over the years, I've never come across that episode. So maybe my memory's wrong, I don't know. But yeah, that's kind of an early days. Characters I liked watching, like were your Ron Smollett, he was always a favourite, Dashwood, Roach, Viv Martella, and others really. And then the early years sort of I still have it, somewhere in my lots of books and stuff, the 10th anniversary book, which I must have bought around about 96, 97. So it'd been out 3 or 4 years. I'd got a second-hand copy and just poring over it, looking back at all of the old stuff that either I was aware of or wasn't. That 10th anniversary book was almost my guidebook for many years, until they then brought out the inside story in 98, I think it was. Yes, end credits, loving the feet walking away. That's the what I loved watching as a kid. Just grabbed my imagination, and I think TV title sequences and credits and themes have just always sort of grabbed me, really. The effort put into 30 seconds or a minute, if it's an older show of that, it's just brilliant. And, again, hence a lot of my CDs are soundtracks of movies or TV shows.
It's funny, I find I'm the same as well. Like, when I think back to my childhood and think of all the shows that are on, it's very much just, if you were to say, what do you remember of this show? It's the title sequence or it's the theme music. So sometimes, as you say, they do put a lot of effort into it, because once you've got that sort of, and I don't think it's something that's around much in television anymore, but once you've got that musical hook, as it were, it does in a way get you think, oh, what's this about? And get you sitting down and eventually watching it.
Yeah, and another youngster memory is being at primary school and wanting to play, Ollie will like this one, All Creatures Great and Small, but only because I liked the title sequence, and they've got them driving around the Yorkshire countryside, and then there's that tiny little bit where they drive through a puddle and you get the water go everywhere. And for some reason, that just caught me. I just want to drive around the playground at the primary school, being Siegfried or James Herriot, going through the puddle. And I must have been watching it my nan's at the time. And the memory I have, again, of a certain area of the school where I was very, very young. So probably been year 2 or 3 at school or something. And of course, my friends didn't want to, all creature at school, now we don't want to play that. And they just run off and play their own thing. But yeah, you're right. The TV themes and title sequences don't tend to be such a thing. I mean, saying that, I think streaming that's kind of brought it back, because on streaming the lengths of the episodes are no longer standard. You might get a 45, or you might get an hour, but sometimes you get a random one that's an hour and 20. So you do get more shows now have a proper title sequence. But I think if it's still on a show that's on, if it's American, network television, or just on the standard channels here, it's still not a thing.
You can unlock the Bill Obbocast, a new monthly spin-off series, on patreon.com/The Bill Podcast.